Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? My name is Ketan Karkhanis, and I have the pleasure and the privilege to welcoming you to the Salesforce Analytics Keynote. Welcome. So many friends in the room, so many friends online. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really an exciting day for us, and we want to share with you some amazing new capabilities we have been building in the product. We're going to show you that. You're going to see a revolutionary new product. Think about AI coming to operational reports. We're going to be announcing that today. The exciting part for me is we're going to hear from some of our customer trailblazers in the room. And at the end, we're going to find out who wins the $10,000 dream vacation or 3 iPhone X's. But you got to wait for the end for that. Let's get this show going. You know, perhaps this is of the biggest and the most personal significance to me. Me and my team, we sincerely believe that all our best ideas, they're not ours, they're yours. It's your feedback that becomes features. It's your engagement that motivates us. It's your energy that drives the innovation. It's this partnership we have going out here that drives us to make it better. So for all that and much more, thank you. We really, really, really appreciate everything you're doing for us. A huge shout. Let's give a big applause to all our customers. Thank you very much, everybody. And speaking of innovation, we are going to show you some forward-looking stuff. So it's my duty to remind you of our safe harbor statement. Please make all purchasing decisions based on product and technology available today. You can read more about this on our website. And let's start here. Mark spoke to us on Monday, and he talked about the fourth industrial revolution. Now, it's a time of profound change, but amazing opportunity. And what we thought we will do today is take you down a memory lane for analytics. So let's walk through what has been happening in the world of analytics. You know, there was a time when analytics was pen and paper. Let's call that pre-BI and move on. Then came the time of traditional BI. Now, we all know that, right? Everybody knows traditional BI. Anybody in the room doesn't know traditional BI? I'm not going to explain it, but briefly, let's summarize it. You write down every God-conceivable question you want to ask from your data. Then somebody builds a schema. And then by the time you get a set of reports which tell you why your revenue is not growing, the year is over. It's okay. Then came visualizations. With all due respect, it was just prettier looking BI. The fundamentals did not change. Today, it's AI. Quite frankly speaking, BI and visualization was yesterday. AI is today. And artificial intelligence, that's a big word. That's a big word. Sometimes it's intimidating. But let me break it down quite simply for you. There is nothing artificial about it. It is about augmenting your knowledge, your expertise with precision guidance at every point of decision making so that you and your teams are 10 times more productive. Simple as that. AI is about making things simple. AI is about helping you. AI is about how can we do better. And simple is good, right? We all agree simple is good? So rather than geeking out on algorithms and AI, let me tell you our story. What we did is we rethought analytics ground up. We did not want an evolution, we want a revolution. And we have rebuilt the entire analytics stack in the past 2.5 years with AI in the center. And rather than talking technology, let me tell you 4 benefits you're going to get out of this. Everybody ready? 4 things to remember. Number 1, you don't have to find data, data finds you. Number 2, analytics is no longer a reflection tool to measure how you did. Yes, we have to do that. But it is a guidance system that's going to help you do better every time. It is about shaping winning behaviors. Number 3, it's not just about data and not just about numbers and not just about predictions and not just about scores. We need all of that. It is about recommendations and explanations. It's about trusted transparency. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're in a car, you're driving down, you've got the GPS score set, and your GPS suddenly says, well, rerouting you, but doesn't show you why. Chances are you're going to say, hey, I have been driving down this road for the past 10 years. I know better. Explanations matter, period. Number 4, at every customer interaction, at every point of decisioning, in every business process, you need the answers to 4 questions. What has happened? Why did it happen? What is likely to happen? And what should I do about it? Now, ladies and gentlemen, technically speaking, that's descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. But you should not care. All you should care about is, do I have actionable insights to do my job? And that's it. Those are 4 amazing benefits of analytics in this new age of AI. But before we go too far down the path of technology, it's not about the technology. It's a people-led revolution. We have been on this journey for 2.5 years, and millions of trailblazers worldwide are leading the way. Technology is just supporting them. More than 1 billion reports are run in our basic operational reports and dashboards every month. 1.2, we have written one, it's 1.2 trillion rows of data is analyzed in Einstein Analytics every month. And let me give you one more statistic which is not on the slide. More than 300 billion rows out of that is non-Salesforce data. Yes, Einstein Analytics is for any data. And Einstein is serving up 14 billion predictions every month. What we have been doing is supporting this revolution by building the product and the technology to it. And frankly, the single most big idea we had was we took all of the analytics and we put it right into the customer success platform, where you are, where your business process is. And that has enabled analytics to drive an intelligent experience across sales, across service, marketing, across the entire customer success platform. And we spent some time on the intelligent experience. I remember those 4 things I told you: data finds you, guidance system, understand all 4 questions, explanations, wherever you work. So what does this intelligence experience look like for sales? What is it that we can aspire for? Look at the screen very carefully. This entire screen is driven by analytics. First, I got here because analytics notified me there is something I need to pay attention to. Rather than wading through a list view and figuring out which account record to open, I am precise. I'm going to where it matters. As soon as I'm on the record, I'm seeing what happened. Context awareness. Analytics is giving you context awareness. See what happened. But why stop there? Analytics is going to help you understand what may happen. And now you're understanding the predicted win rate. Now, of course, that could be predicted win rate, that could be probability to close, that could be predicted margin, that could be predicted customer satisfaction. Let your imagination go wild. But what are we doing out here? We are giving guidance and explanations. And when you do 1, 2, 3, number 4 is always great. Then you're taking the right action. You're implementing the right behavior. If your sales experience doesn't look like that, you need analytics. You need intelligence embedded where your people are working. And is it only for sales? No, for service. Now let's play this out. I'm in a call center, I'm an agent. Call comes in, I pick up the phone, CTI pop. I'm on the case record. Right there, I should be serving up the 360 for the customer. Probably as an agent, I have 30 seconds to make an impression with that customer. I need to be empowered with bite-sized actionable intelligence where I work. And now I'm understanding more about the customer. How much business they have done with us. What are the cases they have done with us? Are they a happy customer or are they not? And I should have the privilege of the guidance. What may happen? What is the predicted customer sat for this call I'm on right now? In less than 30 seconds, you have empowered your agent to have a better conversation with their customer. And is it for only service and you're taking the right action? Think about marketing. And let's look at it slightly differently. Now we have flipped it entirely. Typically in marketing, you design a campaign, you add people to a campaign, you run a campaign, then you measure the campaign effectiveness. Sounds familiar? Right? Okay, flip it. Einstein Analytics can tell you which campaign to run so that you're always running effective campaigns because you have the knowledge of what may happen with your predicted lead conversions and you're driving up the conversion. Is it just for your teams? No. You've got an ecosystem, you've got partners, you've got resellers, you've got customers. You can have the same intelligence experience embedded in every community. Whether it's a partner community, embed in all communities. Have that same intelligence layer in your ecosystem. Embed those KPIs in your community and drive that actionability layer. And then zoom back up. An intelligence experience for your entire company. Sales, service, marketing, true global visibility. That's it. This is the analytics of the future. This is what all of you need to aspire for. And what we have been up to is, quite simply, building the technology which enables you to do that today. Everything I showed you for the past 4 screens, 5 screens, you can do that today. I encourage you to try it at home. Right? Because what we have been focused on is building the complete analytics platform right onto our CRM. Let's walk through this analytics expressway from basic reports and dashboards. Everybody uses operational reports and dashboards baked in Salesforce. More than 1 billion reports are run every month. They're amazing, but you need more. You need to slice your data, you need to dice it, you want to see trending, you want to explore, you want to go deeper, you move into analytic apps. They are pre-built right in Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Einstein Data Insights, I'm not going to steal that thunder. You're going to have to wait for a few more minutes to understand what it is, but let me give you a sneak peek. Think about AI coming to operational reports, and imagine what fun you can have with that. And Discovery, the disruptive power of Einstein Discovery, which allows you, the machine, Einstein helps you unearth actionable insights from millions of combinations of data in your system. It's AI you can understand. But of course, we know you want to customize and extend everything. That's the analytics platform. And this is the complete analytics built on the world's #1 CRM. What we're going to do for the rest of the presentation is walk you through this journey. We are going to go on this expressway. We are going to build an intelligence experience together through all our demos. You're going to see 3 amazing demos. And to help me do that, let's bring up on stage Carrie Brook, VP Product Marketing, Salesforce. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you, Ketan. So I am so fired up with all of the AI innovation that we're going to see in today's keynote. And of course, meet some of our amazing, amazing trailblazers. But before I start, I want to go to the basics, to reports, dashboards, and our analytics applications. Reports are like the foundation of analytics, the original gangster of BI, if you like. And with those reports, we can see a snapshot of our data real time, and with dashboards, we could visualize all of our key metrics in one place. But we are staying true to the core because those reports and dashboards have never been better. So I find it so easy to clone and edit reports. I have a list of thousands and thousands of reports. Probably you do too. Well, with the new folder management, it is super easy to create, rename, but most importantly, share those folders across your entire organization. And with dashboard subscriptions, if you're anything like me, you probably spend most of your day in your email. Well, wouldn't it be amazing if you could get all of your key metrics right there in your inbox? That's exactly what dashboard subscriptions do. But big drum roll for the next, because you asked and we built it, the brand new Lightning Report Builder. We've heard yes, cheers. We've heard time and time again that a lot of your Salesforce users don't feel comfortable creating their reports from scratch. Well, with the drag and drop functionality of Lightning Report Builder, now absolutely anyone can create and maintain their own reports. It's awesome. And it doesn't stop there. We've built over 40 plus new features in the Lightning experience. Now is the best time for you to make that transition so you too can take advantage of all of this innovation. So we've seen how the Reports and Dashboards Foundation is just getting stronger and stronger every day. But we know that our business users want to slice and dice the data. They want to drill in and get a more in-depth view of their business, and they want to see what's happening over time. That is exactly what they do with our pre-built applications with over 70 plus KPIs already there for you for sales and service. So imagine I'm a salesperson. It's the start of the quarter, and I have to put my forecast together for the next quarter. Well, with white space analysis, I can actually look at which accounts I should focus on that quarter. And with pipe trending, I can see exactly what's happened over time to my pipe. But when I start to think about the future quarter, it gets a little bit more tricky. Do I look at last quarter? Do I look at this last year, this quarter? But my business has changed a lot. Well, with Sales Analytics, now I can actually get Einstein to analyze billions of data combinations and give me a precise forecast of what's happening in the next quarter with Einstein forecasting. And CRM is not just about sales, it's about the support side of the house too. Well, with Service Analytics, you can give your call center agents all of the case metrics and the customer metrics that really help them resolve cases in record time. And not all your field agents, or not all your agents are in the call center. They might be out in the field. Well, with Field Service Analytics, now you can see all of the metrics for those mobile teams as well. These package applications are built right into the apps that you work in every single day, in Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. But speaking of innovation, we're going to hear in a few minutes from an organization called YearUp. It's actually one that's near and dear to my heart. I have a YearUp intern every single year. This organization helps 18 to 24-year-olds bridge what they call the opportunity gap. They provide them with 6-month skills training, coursework, college credits, and of course, corporate sponsorship, corporate internship too, which is where Salesforce comes in. And to talk to me about this, I am so excited to bring up on stage Jim Thie. So come up on stage, Jim. Good to see you, good to see you. Yeah. Now, your organization is a little different than probably most of the organizations in here. So let's look at how they may be able to relate. Like, tell me a little bit about what's the goal, what's the metric for YearUp, and also how do you manage your admissions pipeline?
Just because we have nonprofit as our organization classification, we still have to be responsible for how we run the organization. Mm-hmm. And so we have several pipelines that we manage. One is the admissions pipeline, which is getting the right young adults into the program and the right number of young adults into the program. Another example of the pipeline, Carrie, is we do sales because we have corporate partners like Salesforce.
I get the phone calls.
You get this. And we have to sell internship seats. And that's just pure sales and pipeline management.
And your goal is to get 87% of those. So it's almost like your closed deal is when an intern gets a job, right? So it's very similar.
Yep. So 85%.
85%, sorry. I'm in marketing, I always round up.
That's right.
Yeah. So
85% of our young adults who graduate from the program will have a job within 4 months of graduation, earning $17 or more.
That's awesome.
Per hour.
So tell me a little bit about the implementation. Like what, these projects are difficult, right? They take a lot of planning. So what do you know now that you didn't know then?
So I was very fortunate to have a CEO and founder who was data-driven. And so he had established a lot of these key metrics. So that vision was set. The difficult part was getting there, right? So we had to get the data in order. But the other piece that I know now that I didn't do well in previous jobs was fast iteration.
Right.
Just get it out there, test it, and rinse and repeat. Good example of that was we had done one of the dashboards, and the architect was down in the New York office, and he overheard two colleagues talking, and they said, did you see the new analytics dashboard? And the other one said, yeah, it really doesn't do anything for me. I won't repeat what they said.
No.
And so my architect went over and said, I'm the architect of that. Can you tell me why this doesn't serve your needs? And they said, well, it's a great dashboard, but it doesn't tell me what to do.
Right.
And he goes, give me 2 weeks.
I can build
I'll be back to you. And he came back in 2 weeks, and that dashboard now drives down into very specific young adult records and says, this is what you do with it.
That's awesome. And then, so why are you a trailblazer?
Well, first of all, I'm humbled by that, so thank you for saying that. A couple of things come to mind. First of all, when I joined YearUp 5 years ago, Gerald Shortavian, the CEO, challenged me to build for scale.
Right.
And so as I looked at scale, we've grown from 300 employees to 900 employees in that 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew that how we used to operate, sitting around a conference room table in Boston, talking about shared wisdom, shared knowledge, was not extensible, because now we're in 25 different cities around the country.
Yep.
And so how do you replicate that shared knowledge around around the country? The second thing I would say is empowerment.
Yep.
What we've done is we've decentralized the data, right?
That's awesome.
And so not only are we doing enterprise level analytics, but we've empowered the business units to do their own as well.
That's awesome.
And so when that rises up to an enterprise capability, then we'll move it into our
That's
suite.
great.
And then the last piece is really the transformation that I've seen in the organization, right? Both of those have led to really an organization that's positioned to scale using the analytics.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jim. I look forward to many years of working with your organization.
Thank you, Carrie.
So, having said that, now we're actually going to see all of this amazing analytics actually in action with Amruta Mokhtari. So over to you, Amruta.
Thank you, Carrie. Hello, everyone. I'm ready to show you something dazzling, the new Lightning Report Builder and our analytics apps. So here, what we have is our tabular opportunity report. Most of you are probably used to seeing. And what do? Edit it. Let's go ahead and edit this. And here is your new Lightning Report Builder. Not only is it beautiful, but it's going to let you do everything very easily. You want to delete a column? Just click the X. You want to reorder the columns? Simple drag drop. And you no longer need to remember, is it a tabular, a summary, or a matrix report? Just drop a column in the grouping and it'll automatically change. And yes, you can applause. Applause is good. And you don't need to save it. I can just click run and run this report right here. But now that we have this report, and I'm looking at that number, the amount, it's different. It was a different number yesterday. What happened? How did it happen? I'm sure a lot of you have the same questions and a lot more. And reports and dashboards are not enough to answer those questions. You need to be able to slice and dice your data. You need a deeper view of your data. You need trending to be able to see how your data has changed. You need your top KPIs to run your business. And that's where the Sales Analytic app comes into picture. Let's go and create one. Right here, let's choose an analytic app. And here we are going to introspect your Salesforce instance and create an app that works for how you have configured your data so that it works for you. And once you've done that, you can choose the basic configuration, customize it, give it a name, and this is where we go ahead and pull all the data together and create that analytical view for you to be able to run your business. But let's look at one of them right now while this gets created. I love seeing Astro running right there. So what you have here is one of the views which is a complete team overview. I'm looking at the complete team KPIs. Not only that, you can drill in to a specific team member and see what's happening with them. And at every point, you can drill down into details because that is the value of being in the analytical app. Now, all of this is also available on the mobile device out of the box. And let's switch to the mobile to look at one of the views right there. That's okay. There we go. Here I'm looking at a trending view, looking at how my opportunities have moved all the way from open to close, and how they have moved with every single stage, a view I never was able to get in reports and dashboards. And I can even change the time period. Maybe I want to look at it this week. And there, it's going to react to what I do. Let's drill in. I can drill at a particular stage. I'm looking at moved out. And again, get the details here. But most importantly, I can now take an action from right here within my view and go to my opportunity and take that important action. And that gives me the experience to be able to do my job with the new Lightning Report Builder and my Sales Analytical app. That's my demo. We can applaud. But before we move on, I want all of us to pause and just think. Like Carrie was saying, right? She loves to create these reports. How many times have we created, cloned, edited so many reports? And moreover, how many of us have taken data out of those reports, put them into spreadsheets to try and find insights? And what happens when you do that? You've disconnected from your CRM. Your bond has been broken. But now I want to call upon Arjit, who's going to show us how we can bridge that gap.
Thank you very much, Amruta. Thank you, everyone. So we are in a very interesting point in our journey. We were talking about the worlds of reports and dashboards that all of you use and love. And on the right-hand side, you see the world of advanced analytics. But how do we bridge that gap? How do we bring the power of advanced analytics without making you learn a bunch of new stuff? Wouldn't that be interesting? Well, let's see how we are trying to do that. So for example, doesn't Cody look cute there with the trailhead map right there? How many have that map at the back of your name tag? Anybody used it today? No, right? Because it's really confusing. That darn map is actually not that easy to use. It's pretty, but it's confusing. And by the way, analytics is equally hard. Why is analytics hard? Because I'm sure there's someone among you who's trained at reading maps for whom that map is completely obvious. And that's the problem with analytics. If I ask the right question, analytics will give you the right answer. But the onus is on us. If we mess up, it's our fault. But why is this difficult? Anybody done those pivot tables? You go up there, you pivot on something, and you pivot on something else, and then you do a third pivot, and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to copy down the results of that first pivot. That was really interesting. What was the thing I did again? Let me go and try something else. And then if any of you have ever done those red, green, yellow graphs, you guys have done those, right? Something goes red. Oh my God, the sky's falling down. This is a huge problem. And next week it's green. Nobody knows why it went red. Nobody knows why it went green. And you know what the problem is? When you have a large volume of data, there will be blips in your data. I'm sorry, that's just the reality of how data works. Statisticians have a way of figuring this out. It's called a p-value or a t-test. And you should never have to know what these things are ever again. But there are ways to know what's the difference between a blip in my data and a trend that I can act upon. So why do we have trail map on Cody? I thought we have Einstein. Like, shouldn't Cody get some help? So why don't we bring Einstein out, and what does GPS do? GPS tells Cody exactly where to go, but more importantly, GPS knows exactly what's going on. And I have been using my GPS even on this campus. I'm sure you have been as well, right? What does this mean in the world of product? Well, Einstein should go and ask those questions for me. Why should I have to ask those questions? If I want to understand what's driving my win rate, if I want to understand what's driving my CSAT, I should just be able to go in and say, hey, Einstein, tell me what's going on. And it should tell me what those graphs are. It should explore the graphs for me. and put it in the order of importance. Ryan, if you could go to the next slide, please. And what that will do is, instead of having me figure out what's the order, it's Einstein that's done it for me. But does this mean Einstein rules my world? Does Einstein tell me what to do? What if I have a question? Well, if I have a question, I can get that answered. All I do is I go click on the thing I'm interested in the report, and Einstein now asks all the questions related to that and presents that to me in the order of importance, having done those statistical tests. But things change over time, right? How do I figure out what has changed? Anybody played that spot the difference game where you put up last quarter's numbers, this quarter's numbers, flip back and forth really fast trying to see the difference? Well, you should never have to do that again. Because Einstein will come in and tell you, here is the most important change that has happened. Because you know another dirty little secret? When you're looking at averages, you're not looking at the counts. A small change in a huge thing is more important than a big change in a minuscule thing. But we are only looking at half of that picture. Why don't we let machines do that work for us, do the math at scale, so that we can focus on understanding what's going on? And by the way, there's another dirty little secret in the world of analytics, in the world of machine learning. Machines are only as good as the data. If the data is not clean, machines can't do anything about it, okay? And you know what? You have bad data. You have bad data. I'm not picking on you, but you have bad data too. Because everybody has blooming bad data. Nobody's got good data, okay? That's just the reality. So what did we do? We made Einstein data resilient. We made sure Einstein takes the right decisions even when faced with bad data, but it's respectful. It tells us what decisions it's taken. A lot of talk, but to show you this for real, for the first time on the Dreamforce keynote stage, Sean Alpert, show them what Einstein Data Insights looks like.
Thank you very much, Arjit. So to bring Einstein Data Insights to life, I'm going to be showing you a demo from the perspective of a VP of customer service at a manufacturing company. Now, someone who's in charge of customer service, my main metric is CSAT, the customer satisfaction score. I look at it day in and day out. I have call centers all over the world, and I need to be able to answer things like, is my CSAT going up? Are there potential problems? How can I get ahead of those problems? Well, to help answer those questions, I'm going to bring up a Salesforce report that tracks CSAT. Now, you know, traditionally, if you were an analyst or you're in operations, you may have had to export this data, put it into a pivot table, massage it a lot, and try to get the insights that you need. It can be a real hassle, am I right? Yes. But now we have this button, Einstein Data Insights. Let's see what happens when we click it. Well, a panel pops up on the right, and wow, Einstein immediately did an analysis of my data. Okay, wait a second, stop. Let's stop everything. I want to make sure everyone in the room understands what you're seeing right now. This is standard reports and dashboards with Einstein built right in. There's artificial intelligence in the reports that you know and love. That's incredible. So let's take a deeper dive into this information though. I can see that I have a lot of transactions for consumer reports and utilities, but what I care about most is what's driving CSAT. So I'm gonna ask Einstein to maximize that value. Well, Einstein does some calculations there. He's thinking and twiddling his mustache, and he tells me that product has a strong impact on my CSAT score. So I can see that I'm doing really well with belt drives where alternators could use some help. I want to go a bit deeper though. I want to go to the next level. I want to know how other factors might impact my CSAT. So I'm going to choose that option. Einstein goes through all of the possible drill down graphs that might be interesting to me. And look at this, aha! Einstein is showing me that when the region is Southeast Asia, that belt drive CSAT is doing really poorly. Now I know where to focus my attention. If I had been doing this particular analysis myself, manually, I never would have found that. But Einstein does it for me automatically. Let's take a look at a different set of insights. So I'm heading to New York tomorrow. I want to know how my call center there is doing. So I'm going to click on New York right there in my report, and I can see a different set of statistics. And it looks like overall, my CSAT in New York, it's doing a little bit better than average, which is okay. But check this out. When the product is hybrid motors, I'm doing substantially better than average. This gives me an opportunity. Perhaps I can have my reps in the call center in New York train people in other call centers to help deal with this particular issue. But there's something more important going on here. It looks like when the product is alternators, I'm not doing nearly as well. And this is making up 53% of the calls in this call center. And even worse, I'm doing worse than all of my other call centers that I have. I need to get on the phone immediately and talk to the manager who's in charge there and make sure to fix this issue. Now, let's switch gears for a second, and let's talk about how my data has changed over time. So let's click on that Trends tab. Now, I can see that in general, my CSAT is holding pretty steady. But what happens when I slice this data by product? So I'm gonna type in product there. Well, now things change. I can see some trends emerge. When my product is battery, I have a negatively trending graph. When my product is gears, the trend is positive. Einstein surfaced these graphs for me. I didn't have to go hunting for them. So I can focus my energy and my attention on interpreting the trends that I see. But what about data quality? Arjit mentioned this before. When data quality is poor, all of the artificial intelligence in the world can't help you out, I'm sorry to say. Einstein Data Insights can assist with this as well. So let's click on that quality tab. Einstein has taken action on my data quality issues. It knows exactly what to do, and it's transparent. So it'll let you know why it's taken what action. And of course, you can override those actions if you want to. Now, Einstein has one more trick up his sleeve. Einstein can actually speak to us and let us know what insights that he's found. Einstein, tell us what you found.
Let's look at the first group in product. Belt drives has the highest average CSAT of 74. And alternators has the lowest average CSAT of 56. But the graph of product looks very different when the subgroup is region is Southeast Asia.
Doesn't Einstein sound great? Thanks, Einstein. Well, that's a quick look at how Einstein Data Insights can help me improve my customer service by surfacing the most important insights, by doing data comparisons, by uncovering trends, and by fixing data quality issues, all with a click of a button. This is the intelligent experience for reports. Arjit, back to you.
Thank you. Did you guys like Einstein Data Insights? Did that look interesting? Well, you know what? You should clap for yourselves because you're helping us build Einstein Data Insights. Our trailblazers like Shazam, who you're going to meet in a few minutes, Shazam is actually helping us do the pilot to build this product. And they have had, 30 million Shazams a day where people try to figure out what music is being played. And let's roll a little bit of film on what Shazam is doing.
What we really provide is a magical experience for users. Being in that moment of discovery, that's kind of a moment of connection, which I think is very, very special and is why we've become one of the biggest apps in the world.
At Shazam, advertising became our biggest business. We used to just sell little banners on the app. Now we sell branded content, we sell custom takeovers, we sell augmented reality.
We provide 20 million moments of discovery for our users every day. That's very hard to do with inconsistent data.
We had a team that did a lot of things manually. At the end of the week, I would get kind of a hodgepodge report that, frankly, I didn't trust.
We needed to find solutions to those problems, and that led us to Einstein Analytics.
Having the native interaction between Einstein Analytics and Salesforce has been a game changer. It was always a good thing to run the business on, but now it's an amazing thing to sort of guide the business.
We don't want to find ourselves spending a lot of time supporting our software. Our software should be supporting us. Einstein Analytics allows us to put mobile tools in the hands of our sales teams, which is fantastic.
It's empowered our team to really make better, faster decisions and send ideas to the surface. There's no rule book for some of the stuff we're doing. It's fun to be a trailblazer, but at some point you have to figure out what's working and what path you're on. every dollar matters. So if we're going to spend money to implement something, it really needs to work. Our return on investment with Einstein Analytics is over 700%. It's just completely a home run for us.
With Einstein Analytics, we're able to put that trusted source of data into the hands of our advertisers when they need it at the moments that count, providing a whole new way for our users to connect to the world around them.
Greg, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're a trailblazer. You've been on the analytics journey before. Could you tell us a little bit about how your analytics journey started?
Yes, thank you for having us. That was really well done, and we're glad to participate. We're on a pretty unique journey. You know, Shazam, those are some big numbers. We have 350 million users. We have 1 billion downloads. But what's really scary is we only have 250 employees. So we have customers in 190 countries, and we have to be really efficient with our time and our energy and our resources. So we were spending weeks getting ready for quarterly meetings, board meetings, client presentations. So pulling all this data together in spreadsheets just wasn't efficient. So giving man hours back to my team was really the reason for going on this journey. There's a guy here I should point out, Steve Shee on my team. He was one of the people that had to do a lot of these reports. So he was very happy to show me the demo of Einstein Analytics and what could be done automatically. So we saw the demo, we brought that into the system, and now it's been a home run for us and just becoming more efficient.
And from then, you have now moved on to Einstein Data Insights, where you guys are helping us get the feedback so we can make it better. Yep. What were your thoughts? What has that been like?
So what's interesting, Shazam's 17 years old, but we've only been in advertising, which is now our core business, for 3.5 years. So we evolved very quickly into advertising. So the more help we can get, the more insights we can get. We don't know what this stuff means. We're selling things like augmented reality. There's no market for that. So there's no patterns, there's no book to read. So we need to see it in real time. And I love these demos. If we can have Einstein kind of looking over our shoulder and telling us that this product launch, I tend to jump to conclusions. So this product launch that maybe I think isn't working, maybe it's working, but I'm not seeing the right insights. So being able to tell me that it's working in these 4 countries, so what's going on there and how do we replicate that is going to be, I really can't wait to sink our teeth into it. So it's been fun to play around with it with you guys.
So you just want a 24/7 data scientist right next to you. That's kind of easy to do, right?
Yeah, much easier to work with you than to try and do that.
Well, you're a trailblazer. What makes you a trailblazer?
Well, I think Shazam is a trailblazer because, you know, we're really trying to do new things. I think 700% ROI. I think that might even be low, honestly, when I think about the manpower we've given back to our teams. So usually when you implement a new system, the team kind of pushes back on it. I would say we've got 11 regions around the world, and everybody is thrilled that we're doing this. So my team is actually thanking us for bringing this in because it makes their lives easier. I no longer bother them for reports. Instead of a meeting where we ask, what's going on, we literally talk about why it's going on. So the meetings have all changed since we did that. So I think that's how our company's a trailblazer.
Thank you so very much for doing this. And everyone, let's see the continuation of this journey with Kerry, who's going to take us to the world of advanced analytics.
Thank you. All right, so we know, though, that it's awesome having Einstein in our reports, but we need AI everywhere for everyone. We need to know what happened, why it happened, what's going to happen in the future, and also what to do about it. So now we're going to talk about the advanced side of the analytics journey with Discovery and the platform. Einstein Discovery it's pretty awesome. It's actually like having a data scientist sitting next to you the whole time. It gives you predictions on any data, on any use case. Plus, it also gives you recommendations on how you can improve your business performance. So if you're in sales, how do I make more money? If I'm in service, how do I improve CSAT or reduce churn? Basically, how am I going to keep both my boss and my customers happy? It also gives me all of these recommendations with full human explanations, right? We need to understand these recommendations, and it puts all of that into what we call stories with one-click storytelling. And then finally, what it does, it even creates your slide deck for you with all of the speaker notes. It's awesome. But we hear a lot, these package applications are great, but I want to create my own apps. And creating an app is a little like baking a cake. The first thing you need to do is get all of your ingredients together. And that is exactly what we do with our new pre-built ETL and connectors. Then we want to put the recipe together. With visual data prep, it's so easy to create these recipes. And it even gives me recommendations on what charts to use based on the shape of the data. And then finally, I want to create these apps and customize them, right? Put the icing on the cake, and that's exactly what we do with the app designer, so we can actually get these apps out to everyone, everywhere. And then finally, a new way of exploring your data. Wouldn't it be awesome if I can actually type a question and have a conversation with my data? It's a bit weird, I know, but it's pretty awesome. Saves so much time. Then I can actually find one insight, I can drill down, I can find another insight, and it actually gives me breadcrumbs of everything that's happened on that conversation that I'm having with my data. And then finally, it then creates a chart for you based on the questions that you are answering. So, again, we have our final trailblazer to come up on stage. KeyBank, total assets of almost 1.4 billion. Lisa is actually a personal inspiration to me. I've been working with her for a couple of months now, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So, first of all, tell me a little bit about your analytics journey.
So many journeys start with the first step. Ours was the same way. We installed the CRM for our commercial and corporate and investment banking businesses across Key. And let me tell you, the dashboards that came with our classic package, we exhausted those within about a year.
Right.
And once we figured out we could no longer answer the questions our business teams were asking, we said, it's time. What's next?
Right.
And so that was the cool part.
Yes,
You know,
yes, that's
we
when we got to
ignited
start
some
working
new
together.
questions, right?
So your implementation has just been an enormous success, but that didn't come overnight. So what's the Lisa secret to success?
I'm not sure it's a Lisa secret. I'm pretty sure it's a Key secret. What we have in terms of adoption across corporate and investment banking, commercial banking, we're running 87% adoption every month.
Wow.
And that's done by our bankers and engaging with our systems. But what makes the spark happen for us is leadership. We're not having our reports sit out in isolation. We are not having, saying, pipeline management meetings over here and forecast meetings over here. Our leaders have made it part of the fabric of their business. Everything is integrated. It's a holistic ecosystem, including banker scorecards, performance management systems. So once it becomes a new way to think about your business, you are so highly engaged and intellectually curious. You cannot stop asking questions.
And I heard that one of your co-presidents actually shuts down meetings if they're happening in spreadsheets or PowerPoints. So that is leadership from the top for sure. I know you say it's KeyBank, not Lisa, but what makes Lisa a trailblazer?
So I think what makes us a trailblazer in this space is we opened the box, turned it all on. We actually started building the most complex dashboard. Alicia Stone sitting here who was like, oh,
yes, you did.
We have a problem. We actually said, oh, let's create the most complex dashboard you can find on earth. It didn't work so well. So we had to hit the button. We stopped it. We engaged with Salesforce in terms of Jeff Rothman, Spring ML. Through that collaboration, they got us back on track. This Einstein Analytics is so different than Classic. You are going to love it. When you open it up and realize you have to think differently. The questions in Classic told you what happened. Einstein turns your attention to what if.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The power.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. Many years together, I'm sure. And then now, again, back to a demo. So over to you, Amruta, again for the final time.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's get ready to see something even more dazzling. All right. Here we are in a Lightning homepage. And of course, it has the top KPIs that I get out of my sales analytic apps. But most importantly, right there, it has top recommendations across all the accounts and opportunities a salesperson owns, given by Einstein Discovery. Not only the recommendations, it's also telling me what the outcome of that recommendation could be, how I could improve margin, add an opportunity, move in an opportunity, all of these things. But let's drill into Acme Inc. Now, right here on my opportunity page, the first thing that I'm going to see is what has been happening with this account, what's the CSAT been, and all the products that I have sold. In addition to that, right there, Einstein Discovery is telling me what the predicted margin is for this opportunity. It tells me the leading causes that result into that predicted margin, and it also tells me how I can improve it. Tells me I'm going to, I can add the holiday promotion and improve the margin. Let's go take that action. Now, what happens when I take the action is important. I'm getting real-time predictions. Right there, the predicted margin has changed. It's updated because I took the recommended actions. Isn't that amazing? It's guiding me as to what I should do next. But that's not all. I'm also able to get a complete business overview using this platform. I can see how all my opportunities have moved stages. I can drill in to specific regions and see how my opportunities have moved in that region. Here we are moving into San Francisco to see what's happening here. That looks amazing, beautiful. But how many times have you had someone send you a dashboard and you have that curious second or third question that's not answered in there? You're not going to wait to go back and, send them an email and get things back there. Now, with the new Explorer, I can explore this view right here and have a conversation with the data. I can ask a simple question. How am I doing by product and my stages? I'm asking a question, I get an answer. Not only that, it's also going to tell me what is the best visualization to help me understand this. And right there I can see, seems like when I go and look at drones, I'm losing a lot of accounts there. So I have another question. What are my lost deals in this product drone, and who are the account owners for it? Again, ask a question, get an answer. And now that I have this answer, I can even share it with my team. And you know what? Einstein Discovery had recommended that promotion. Maybe I tell my team, add that promotion, and you might be able to move these deals in too. And this is how you get the complete intelligent experience put together for the business user. Now, of course, most of you are thinking, how do you do this? How does this get built? Now, Kerry was talking about how our platform is like baking a cake. Now, I'm not good at baking cakes, but I'm going to show you how you can extend and create and customize with any data and everywhere. Now, here I'm creating an overview dashboard across all organizations, sales, service, marketing. But I want to extend this. First thing, data. I want to bring in external data. How do you do that? With our connectors that come out of the box. In this case, I'm pulling in margin data right there from Amazon Redshift. Now, once you have the data in, what do you do next? You prepare it. Visual data prep within this tool lets me look at my data and prepare it. As I look at each column, it tells me the profile. And keep an eye on that blue bar at the bottom. As I move columns, it's giving me suggestions on how I can transform. These are smart suggestions that are helping me prepare the data for the analysis. Now, once you have the data, let's go in and build those recommendations. I'm going to jump into Einstein Discovery and ask Einstein Discovery to give me recommendations to help me maximize margin within the data that I brought in. Once I do this, this is like having a bunch of data scientists doing all the work for me. And like Arjit was talking about, right? It's just sitting there doing it. It's not going to take months, years, hours. It's just going to happen. And there are two key things you will get out of it. One is what we call a story. And a story is a set of recommendations that you're going to get from Einstein as to how you can improve your margin. And right there, you can also explore more those questions that Ketan was talking about. Right there, what happened? What will happen? What changed? What can you do about this? You can keep doing those drill downs. In addition to that, the second most important thing you get is story over time, which is how did margin change over time? And most importantly, how the drivers of that margin changed over time too, because that is important, and why did that happen? And that is all the recommendations that Einstein gives us. Now let's put all of this together. We'll go back to that overview. I'm going to edit this, and with our easy app designer, I can quickly edit that view and pull in the predicted margin. There, we've updated our view. And once I do that, it's also very easy to look at all of these changes and embed it back into the same experience. So right here, within that same homepage where I started, I can now, with our standard Lightning app builder, put this view and have the complete experience. All of this is available for you today to go ahead and create your intelligent experience. Back to you, Ketan.
Great job, Amrita. What a phenomenal demo. And a huge shout out to Francois Lopita and Terence C. You don't see them. They're back there driving the demo. Great job, guys. You know, it's quite simple. Advanced analytics was never this easy, was never this approachable, and that is our focus. And we invite you all to blaze your own analytics trail. Join us outside on the observatory. You know, get to the analytics station. We are there to answer your questions. Get on Trailhead. Couple of hours free on a Saturday afternoon. You know, go get a trail. No, you've got better things to do. But now we come to the most exciting part of the presentation, right? Which some of you are waiting for. And to help me with this last slide, because I need help, I'm going to get on stage two of my favorite MVPs, Mark Tussell and Peter Lyon. Come on up, guys. Come on up. Come on up. We're going to get ready to give away the prize. Come on up. Ready? Everybody ready? All right. Look under your seat. The person with the golden ticket gets $10,000. You will find 3 more envelopes with silver tickets, and that's your iPhone. Who's the winner? Do we have a golden ticket winner? Anybody? We found one? No. We found one? Congratulations. Is that silver or gold? Let's open it up. Open it up. Open up your envelope, guys. We should have 3 more winners out there. Open up. Open it up. Oh, we got a winner. Congratulations. What's your name? Richard Chalker, you're the winner for the $10,000 giveaway. Mark and Peter. Congratulations. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Have a great Dreamforce, and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
You know, Salesforce has changed my life. I wrote a blog post about this a few years ago that I was never expecting to go, I guess, viral, but it did. And the blog post is titled, "The Best Thing I Built on Salesforce, My Career." And it's true.
I was an at-home mom.
I thought I was going to be the world's best pediatric surgeon.
I went to school for business.
I was not in this industry a couple of years ago.
I went to school to be a lawyer. I was a cosmetologist and a hairdresser. If you would have asked me 15 years ago if I would have a career in technology, I would have told you were crazy.
You know, and it's not easy to put yourself out there. I think about what is it that makes you excited and happy and passionate.
What is it that I really love? Why do I like doing this stuff?
Maybe your passion is veterans, and your passion might be retail, or if you're in banking, you can really take what you learn in Salesforce and you can apply it to any industry.
That was an eye-opener for me. This is a huge universe. I can actually start to dream about what I want to do.
The power of the Salesforce platform allows you to do so many things. You can do so much with it.
I'm flying with Einstein! Woohoo! The sky is the limit. The limit is your imagination.
We're going to bring our customer a level of service that is extraordinary.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the customer. I can now talk to case study example after case study example of where, with Salesforce, we've been able to pull this off. That's exciting.
That's where it's been life-changing. I never thought I had the ability to do that, and I think Salesforce is not only giving me technical skills, it's giving me confidence in myself to know that I can achieve these things.
Being a trailblazer is coming out first and clearing the path for others.
It's being the voice of the customer.
You're giving them something that they're looking for.
You're always making sure that the best technology is at their fingertips.
These tools actually push me to figure out what the best is every day.
All of that is not possible without an incredible tool like Trailhead.
The best thing about Salesforce and the smartest thing they've ever done is the community.
It is phenomenal.
The Trailhead community, it just takes you wherever you need to go.
I somehow found the user group and I went in there and I was actually hoping to pay somebody to help me, and all these people helped me for free. I will never ever forget that feeling, and I remember that experience and I try to recreate that for other people.
It's an amazing example of what an ecosystem can really do when it bands together and focuses on how we can all make each other better.
Where you can not only be proud of the work that you're doing, but the people you're doing it with.
That's the magic of Salesforce.
It's changed my life. It really has, and it's changed my company and the customers that I work with.
When your customers are happy, your company's thriving, and when your company's thriving, you're truly at your best. You're at the top of your game.
This is what I was meant to do my whole life.
Being your best is not only having a great career, but it's enabling others to have a great career. And I think that makes me my best.